Oh, it's cold out. I'm just driving around Toronto, looking at new places to live, potentially for us and the babe for a little more room. And I'm just having one of those days and one of those moments where you like can't believe your life. Like, do you ever get that where you don't know how you got here really? Like, you don't know, it's hard to comprehend everything that's happened to get to this point.
Baseball may not be an electrifying sport.
We are tracking breaking news right now following a shooting last night in Rexdale. It reminds me when, well, I used to run, not recently, but whenever I'd get to the top of the hill, I'd always stop and then look back and think like, oh, I came that far. That's amazing. And then it kind of propels you forward. So I feel like I'm having one of these days, minus the activity, where I'm like on the top of the hill looking back and just like thinking it's so cool. So I thought it would be kind of cool to look back and see how I got here.
Hi, I'm Kelly Linehan, and this is a CKPG News special.
Kelly Linehan.
Good evening, thanks for being with us. With school back in session for a couple of weeks now, parents may notice their little ones are coming down with the sniffles and the sneezes. Prime Minister Harper's planned blitz of BC has reached Prince George. How sick is too sick to attend school? Baseball may not.
See, I didn't really know what I was doing.
That could bring with it some gusty winds, wet weather, and cooler.
Also, I look so young.
However,
I used to tease my hair up so big. I didn't really know how to do makeup, it looks like. I don't think I did eyebrows like at all. And then finally one of my friends, Catherine, said like, okay, you need to cool it with teasing your hair. Like it's too much now. But I just thought the bigger the better. I thought it was like supposed to be this big frame for your face. There can be too much of a good thing.
Speaking of food, you have the best job going. You got to try a bunch of...
Then I got my first real like big break in CTV in Winnipeg. So I went to CTV Morning Live as their like social media reporter. So it's basically me on the smartboard talking about like whatever was like trending that day. I had to go do like the PetSmart segments. So I would go and kind of talk about like adoptables or any kind of animal segments we had to do, which I think was once a month, which involved holding a snake, which I obviously loved. So besides the really early mornings, I mean, like I was loving it. I finally learned how to do makeup, kinda, and hair, which by the way, I would only do the front part of my hair because I was like, no one's gonna see the back, I don't care. I don't have time.
Here is Kelly Linehan.
Good afternoon, thanks for being with us. Okay, then from Winnipeg, I went to CTV Atlantic and I just went there as a casual. So like whatever shifts they could give me, I started taking them. So I'm talking like a lot of late nights, a lot of weekends, a lot of weather.
Sinkhole in the town of Oxford, Nova Scotia has some residents on edge.
It's like I got to jump out of an airplane.
12,500 feet above ground.
This one wasn't so fun, but it was still cool. I got to go in a helicopter. This is like training they do for military in Halifax. And they put you in a helicopter and dunk you upside down. You have to get out, which is like, so it's just as terrifying as it sounds. Like you cannot see anything, you can't breathe, and you're strapped upside down in a helicopter and there's bubbles everywhere. Basically, like the first time they had to get me out because I couldn't do it and I thought I was gonna die. Like I was like, this is how I die on TV. Like thankfully I didn't. But then they're like, well, we have to do 3 more times, so this is how it works. And I kept saying yes, like I don't know why. But anyways, made for good TV.
And this is exactly where it happens, Steph. Right behind me is where...
So imagine my surprise when I get a job in Toronto at CP24, which is like bam, 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 super, super fast. All hard news, all live. And I went from like sledding on TV to now reporting on like murders. Like I remember my first training shift, I went to a hit and run. And like I was like shook up after that. And I just thought like, this is gonna be every day. I need to get used to this. This is gonna be my life now. Like this is like the hard news in the big city. Like I need to figure it out. And luckily I did, but it took a long time. Like literally for the first 4 months, I cried all the time. Like I just thought I was so bad at my job because it's hard to like just talk off the top of your head. Like not right now, this is fine. I just thought I was terrible at it. And then something just switched and I don't know, maybe it was just getting more comfortable. Maybe it was not taking myself so seriously. And then I got to just settle in. And I stopped doing my own makeup here too. We actually have these incredible makeup artists that make you look decent. So that was awesome. So yeah, that's my little trip around Canada in hopefully 8 minutes or less. But I would say to anybody that is getting into it, I would go the small town route if you can. I would. You would learn everything. You do everything at the smaller stations. You become a camera person, an editor, a writer, probably a weather person, probably a sports anchor as well. You're doing it all and you're learning everything, and you need to know everything now because everything's shrinking. Plus, now I have friends all over the country, keep in touch with people all the time, and it's so amazing. And I have these amazing experiences too. Like, I know what it's like to run in Prince George in -30, and I know what it's like to see the Northern Lights in Winnipeg, and I know what a kitchen party is after living in Halifax. Anyways, I hope this was either helpful or interesting, or at least like not boring you to tears. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back next week with another And You Are. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Don't know where the button is, somewhere around there. But seriously, it's so cool to connect with you guys and read your comments. So I love it, keep them coming, and I'll see you next week.